How is it going, everyone? Hope everybody is having a fantastic day so far. Little foreshadowing on today's show, as you can see, the collection of jerseys behind me. That's what we're going to talk about the majority of the show today. Is Mr. Zion Williamson. So that's going to be the major portion chunk of the show. Um, Unfortunately, I cannot share my screen. I'm having some technical difficulties with sharing my screen. So I won't be able to show my Zion showcase, but I will do that at a later date, maybe in the next episode. But today, um, it's time to talk about Zion Williamson. That's going to be the big chunk of the show. Hope you're ready for it. Strap in. So, without further ado, let's take this sip of coffee real quick. And let's get rolling. Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of Down in the Bayou. I am your host, Bayou Sniper, legendary Pelicans collector on NBA Top Shot, where you can get licensed NFTs, highlights, collecting of your favorite NBA players. And we have a great community here at Collecting Connecting. If you want to join, go ahead and enter that Discord. Lots of giveaways, great people. We'll get your collection started right. With also fast break, there's a lot of stuff going on in NBA Top Shot, and this season has been one of the best yet. So if you want to get in on that, join the community. We will be ecstatic to have you around. But yeah, guys, welcome to a new episode of Down in the Bayou. As I posted on X for the preview of this episode, it's the majority of it is going to be talking about this guy right here, Mr. Zion Williamson. And let's go ahead and dive in. The roller coaster it has been being a Zion fan, especially a Pelicans fan, who then became a Zion fan because we drafted him in 2019 at a ripe 19 years old, out of Duke University, college phenom. Looking back at us drafting Zion, I was so pumped. Like I could even tell you it was basically like getting Cooper Flag of that time, or a Wemby of that time. Like we were just like over the moon. Like we thought we had the next generational talent. It was going to be amazing. Seemed like a great kid, come from a great family, with his stepdad and his mom. He seemed to really embrace the city. And some injuries at the beginning, if you don't remember, he missed a chunk of the first season due to that foot injury. But then I remember Zion Williamson's Pelicans debut like it was yesterday, because he missed a lot of time, and then his debut was like in January or February or something. And he came in the game and was like a little like, he's a kid, he's a rookie, it's his first NBA game in the middle of a season. People have already ramped up and everything. So he was struggling at first, I remember. And then all of a sudden he just like took over the game and he started making threes. Like, and all of us like in unison as a fan base were like, okay, we're going to be all right. This kid is it. Like, his body type is like a strong stick of butter, as I like to call it, because he's so slippery, man. Like you can't get your hands on him in the paint. He's really hard to defend. He's undersized but oversized at the same time, and he's so big he shouldn't be flying that high and moving that fast. And then that rookie debut, he was hitting threes, and we're like, what are we like? This is insane. Like, oh, okay, take your time, kid. Like, we'll see you next year. We're gonna dominate. Oh, see you, Chewy. It's all good, brother. Family over everything. It's all good. But yeah, Zion Williamson's debut was one to remember for me and a lot of Pelicans fans. And then we traded for Brandon Ingram. Got Stan Van Gundy, and Steve Van Gundy, and the team started rolling. We got rid of Alvin Gentry, who was Zion's first coach. Zion became an all-star, and like he's starting to get a little heavier, but that really wasn't a problem, because he was still averaging like I think it was like 20. His all-star season was like I'll look it up really quickly. But yeah, Zion All-Star was like it was season 2 on Top Shot, I believe, where it was right after COVID. Zion Williamson. Like if you can say what you want about Zion, and I know there's a lot of like hate and like criticism, fair. But if you just like look at his numbers, like without games played, like if you just look at his numbers, it is honestly mind blowing. Just to look at it, yeah, regular season averages, yeah, his All-Star season in 2020, 2021, he played 61 games, 33 minutes a game, shooting 61% from the field, and he was averaging 27 points a game, 3 assists a game, and 7 rebounds a game. Zion Williamson's All-Star year, like that was insane. It was this jersey right here. That was the year where we had the New Orleans flag on our jersey, with him and BI, and Lonzo was still there. And that was kind of the formula for Zion, Like we had Steven Adams, who was a big center who could take all the screens in the brunt force and get the rebounds. And then you had Lonzo Ball, who was a good point guard at the time, and he could pass to Zion wherever he wanted. And that kind of let Zion thrive. And we saw that. As long as he was healthy and on the court, he was amazing. And then some unfortunate circumstances happened the next year. He only played 29 games, but he was still averaging 26, 4 and 7, which is pretty on par with his All-Star year during those 29 games. So, we're at that time, he's still young. It'd be okay. Like he's popping off. It'll still be all right. And then the next season, 23-24, this was honestly my favorite Zion season of all time. By the way, that 29 game season, the Pelicans did make the playoffs, and we got bounced by the Suns, but it was really fun because like Jose Alvarado kind of arrived, and Brandon Ingram had a pretty good playoff series. But then the next year, 23-24, this is Jordan Hawkins' rookie year. Zion played 70 games, and he looked amazing. We had this stretch of games, I remember, like against the Kings. Like we had to play the Kings 6 times during this year for some reason. I can't remember. Yeah, we had to play them 6 times. Oh, it's because the play-in. We had to play them 6 times, and we went 6-0. And Zion like averaged like 34, 7 and 7 like in the Kings series, which that was still with De'Aaron Fox and them. And yeah, that 23-24 season, man, I thought he finally like got his mojo back, and like he looked great physically. And then came the Lakers play-in game, scoring 40 points, about to win the game. So we were about to win the game. He scored 40. And then in the last 5 minutes of the game, I believe, he pulled something in his hand. It was his hamstring, and he was so pissed. And that just like killed us as a fan base. Like we were like, oh my God, dude, no way. Like Zion's scoring 40. He's in healthy shape. He's played 70 games, and then all of a sudden he gets injured again. That was heartbreaking, honestly. That was one of the most heartbreaking things as a New Orleans Pelicans fan to see. And then we played the Thunder that year and got absolutely gobsmacked by them in the first round. And that's when we kind of knew BI kind of showed his ceiling for us, and it was time to pick one, and we picked Zion, which I stamped on that. I was excited that we picked Zion. Because Zion and BI weren't going to work. They operated in the same space in different ways, but they operated in that mid-range area to start, which alludes to what I'm going to talk about in the future with, do we keep Zion? Do we not? Because we have Derek Queen. We're in the same predicament. Same thing. So yeah, we got bounced in the first round, and then the next year, which was last year, which was probably the most horrific Pelicans year I could think of. Honestly, last year was the worst. It in my opinion, it was worse than this year. Um, yeah, so last year he only played 30 games. He came into the offseason looking great, got hurt again, but we were tanking. Like we were tanking, so like a lot of us gave him even more grace after that. Like, you know, I remember like he came back and he did that 360 windmill against the Timberwolves at home, which is also a moment, and we were like so pumped about it, right? And then he got hurt again. But last year I viewed it more as a tank job than anything. You know, we were trying to out tank everybody else so we could have a shot at Cooper Flag. That's kind of what it was. So fans kind of accepted it, but I still think watching the Pelicans last year was the worst time I've ever had. And then now it's time to talk about the meat of this conversation, which is this season and what's going on right now. You can say what you want about Zion's career in the past up until this point. There's been ups, there's been a lot of downs, there's been outside noise, people pulling him in different directions, pulling the fans in different directions, because he's such a explosive box office player that you can't give up on him fully. Like, it's just, if you aren't a Pelicans fan, I understand it, but like if you're a Pelicans fan, like we drafted him, we've seen what he is, we've seen what he can become, and when he falls short every time, it's so heartbreaking and frustrating. But if you're not a Pelicans fan, it's hard to explain that you can't just like, it's so hard just to cut the cord on Zion. Like, he's kind of like a drug in a sense, like or like alcohol, whatever. Like, he's really fun. Like he's really fun in the moment, and then he'll just let you down, let you down. No matter what, no matter how much fun you're having or how exciting it is, like it's just gonna let you down and kind of lead you in a wrong path. And that's kind of been the experience with Zion Williamson in New Orleans. But this year he has turned a new leaf, and I'm not talking about him staying on the court, which is a part of it. Like he's been healthy this season. It's more about his attitude and how he has grown up this year, seeing Zion. So we have a terrible record. You know, we're 21-42, I think. 20-45, sorry. We'll get there. We're 20-45, which is one of the worst in the West. We don't have a pick. And this year he's averaging 21, 6, and 3 on what percent shooting? 58. So still like really good numbers. Still really good numbers. But the roster doesn't make sense. We finally cut Willie Green. Thank you, Banana. Willie Green's gone, but we got James Borrego, which is kind of two cheeks of the same ass, as I like to say. They're kind of the same person. And once you kind of like zoom out and you take out emotion and you take out, you know, your love for the fan base, you just kind of zoom out and see what's logical for the New Orleans Pelicans. It kind of becomes clearer, to me at least, because I do this quite a bit because, you know, we're not going to the playoffs. So like I can kind of zoom out and just kind of assess the whole situation in the past 7 years of Zion's tenure at New Orleans. And the reason why I'm like celebrating him today, which there's gonna be some criticism and some hot takes, I guess, but like I do want to celebrate him first. Like I'm wearing his shirt. I got his jerseys back there because I've been a Zion fan since he got drafted. You know, he's done nothing but good things for the city in terms of community service, being a good guy, season of giving. The NBA cares. Like Zion, when there was a hurricane he donated. Like Zion is a good guy. Zion is a good guy from what I can tell. Obviously, I don't know him, but like what I can tell, right? He's done the right things for the city that he's employed by, and he's given us amazing moments in the regular season. He's given us amazing moments. He's made two all-star teams. He's, that 23, 24 year, like if he did get hurt, I fully think that, we go to the first round and we give a Thunder a run for their money and we go 6-7 because the team wasn't that bad. But, there's been some outside stuff with him the past 2 years. And then he just hasn't been available. And if you zoom out, the answer is kind of clear, especially what Joe Dumars did this past summer, which is trade an unprotected first-round pick for Derek Queen, who essentially plays the same position as him and operates in the same space. If you zoom out and take emotion out of it, it kind of tells you a lot about where this team is going to eventually head, and there's nothing that no one can do about it. There's nothing that anybody can do about it, including Zion. But to celebrate Zion, before I get into what I'm about to get into, first things first, I'm a Zion Williamson fan. I love watching him play. I appreciate that he's on our team, and I appreciate what he's given to the city. He's still going to be one of my favorite players, no matter which team he eventually ends up on. I'm rooting for him. I do think Zion Williamson will be a huge success at his next team, and he will regain that confidence and fan base and vigor that people have watching him. I really do. I think Zion 100% has a future in the league, and I do think it's bright. The problem with that is it's not in New Orleans. Zion will never have this is so sad to say, but Zion will never have a flourishing career with us. It's just not going to happen. He will thrive at his next stop, and people shouldn't be surprised at it. Like saying that sucks because I love Zion, right? Like he's awesome to watch. He's been a part of our team in my life for 7 years being a fan. Like, I've been watching him play basketball for a long time. And yeah, I'm a fan. Like Zion's sick, man. Like he plays really hard when he's on the court. He gives you highlight plays and he's efficient when he plays. Like he's bar none top 15 player in the league. So his body looks great this year. He has been healthy. He had a streak of I want to say 27 games played like in a row, which is like his career high, which is cool to see this year. Even though the team doesn't make sense and we're not good, it was really good to see that from Zion. And we didn't move past him during the trade deadline, and I think that there's a reason for that. So, as you know, this summer we drafted Derek Queen, which I am super high on. My favorite rookie since I haven't felt this way since Zion. That we really have like a star in the making type player, and he's going to change our direction. Along with Jeremiah Fears. And I think drafting Derek Queen was a big signal to what's to come, but it's not going to be immediate. I want you to understand that. It's not going to be immediate. It's not even going to be this summer. It's not. So we drafted Derek Queen, and Derek Queen has had a great rookie season, 12-7-4 on 48%. His three ball is hit or miss, but it's coming along. He's got good mechanics. He has a star quality attitude. And for a while, for 2 or 3 months, you cannot deny he kind of snatched Zion's chain in New Orleans. He did, as the guy. And I felt it. I was like, oh yeah, like DQ's the man. He's gonna have ups and downs, and I've already defended DQ on this channel, on this live stream before. But Derek Queen for that stretch of no end of November, December leading into January, like that stretch was like absolutely incredible without Zion. That's when Zion was not there. And it kind of showed you what the future could look like with the young guys. Since Zion's came back, Derek Queen has struggled. And there's a reason for that, multiple reasons for that. I've said it on this channel before. The main crux of this issue is Zion Williamson and Derek Queen cannot coexist. They are oil and water. They cannot coexist. And the canary in the coal mine, so to speak, is that Derek Queen and Zion Williamson operate in the same space of the court. Do they score the same? No. Do they play the same? No. Do they have the same play style? No. But the main problem is, and this is a problem with Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson, they play and they operate in the same space on the court, which is all that matters. It's not about play style. It's not even about position. Derek Queen could play the 5 and Zion could play the 4. It's not about that. They operate in the same space, and this is the problem. So Boogie brings up a point here. Didn't they think the same thing with AD and Boogie, though, and made it work? Got to adjust the offense. On the face of it, yeah. But you know the problem, Chewy? Well, not a problem. You know the good thing about those two? Was that Anthony Davis and Boogie Cousins could shoot threes, both of them. So they add an extra layer of a dynamic that they can play off of each other. And this right here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So change the space? Yeah, the space. You can't change the space with Zion and Derek together. You can't. Part of it is because Derek Queen is a rookie. Will he become a good three-point shooter? I think so. In time. I think so. But he can't right now. And he can't next year. It's going to take 3 or 4 years for him to really come into his own. Like really, really. Shout out Kevin Gates. But really, really. It's going to take time. We don't have time. Okay? It's time to make a decision. And the decision is clear for me. Why do you need it for threes, though? You've got guards and wings for that. No, we don't. No, we don't. That's the problem with the roster. We don't. Herb Jones is shooting 28% from 3. Trey Murphy is in and out of the lineup. He's our best and probably our only three-point shooter. Sadiq Bey is playing well, but he likes to post up too. DeJounte Murray, not a great three-point shooter. Jeremiah Fears, not a great three-point shooter. Yeah, you can change guys in and out of that role, but we are talking about the future of the franchise, and you can't just keep rehashing the same thing. Zion also has not really elevated his game in New Orleans because he can't. He's going to go left every single time, and if you force him right, he'll pass. There's no mid-range shot. There's no three-point shot. In the NBA, you got to have it. I'm sorry. Derek Queen at least can operate from 2 levels right now, which is in the paint and at the mid-range. And eventually he will add that 3rd layer. And by having these 3 layers, like Jokic, like a Sengun, he can now play with anybody. With Zion, it takes away how you have to play a lot for his superstar role he's been given. That's what I'm saying. When he goes to his next stop, he's going to be a star. He'll be a number 2 or number 3. And he'll have an Aaron Gordon type resurgence. I think he'll be better than Aaron Gordon. He'll have a better stats than Aaron Gordon because Zion, in my opinion, is better than Aaron Gordon. But he'll have that type of role in career. But with Derek Queen, I, I I think I speak for the fan base. Like, do we want to win? Yeah, but it's kind of clear like we don't want to be strung along anymore. It's not working. The fan base told the front office for 3 years, Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram doesn't work. Zion Ingram and Brandon Zion Ingram doesn't work. The pair doesn't work. They operate in the same space. I'm saying the same thing about Derek Queen and Zion. It's not going to work. It's not an indictment on how Zion plays. It's not an indictment on a rookie. It's an indictment on the style. We've seen it before. Derek Queen is much easier to build around. He will be. He's a hub 4. It's really simple. Hub 4. Get a rim protecting 5. Everybody else is a shooter. It's really simple. And I think as a fan base, we deserve that. Like, we drafted him. He's young. He's got promise. He's a great personality. Let's lean into it. I'm okay for a rebuild. I'm down. But what I'm not down for is staying in purgatory, which is, are we winning or are we not? Are we winning or are we not? And the roster reflects that. It's time. No, Jonas was not a rim protecting 5, man. He's not. I watched him for 3 years, dude. He has moments, but that's not the type of player we need next to Derek Queen or Zion. Like, he shoots threes, which is cool, but he's not. Like I would almost rather have a Nick Claxton, even though he doesn't shoot threes. I would rather have a Nick Claxton than Jonas. Jonas didn't work. And Jonas didn't work with Zion. Like, what does that tell you? Like, Steven Adams, another big rim protecting 5, didn't work with Zion. But the numbers have shown if you put, like, when Misi and Zion play together, or sorry, not Misi and Zion, when Misi and Queen play together, it's really, really good. And they're both 21 and 22. Like, you have something there. Misi will never develop a 3. So he'll be like a stopgap. Like, you can keep Misi around for 2 or 3 years of Derek Queen's first, years. Have that rim protecting 5, slot Derek Queen at his natural position, which is a 4. But then eventually you do need to get a spacing big that can rim protect, which is so hard to find. You know what I mean? Ironically, Anthony Davis is the perfect big to put next to Derek Queen. Ironically. So yeah. See, Chewy, I think me and you are kind of sharing the same experience the past 3 or 4 years. We see guys in a different light because our teams suck. So like we'll see, like it's just not gonna work, man. Like, yeah, Jonas Valanciunas, I think he's perfect for Denver because he is basically Jokic light. So when the Nuggets have to sub out Jokic and put Valanciunas in, they can play the same way, which is really important. It's continuity, right? So the problem with the Pelicans is that we don't have an identity. We don't have a direction. The good thing is that we do have 2 amazing prospects in Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears, but you can't stunt their growth because, like, New Orleans has a history of this with Chris Paul, with Anthony Davis, even Zion. Like, that's the issue is, like, the Pelicans just don't pick a lane, man. Like, they don't pick a lane, and then now we're here. That's what happened with Zion and Brandon Ingram. Fan base is telling you for 3 years it wasn't going to work. Thank you, Torque. I appreciate the confidence. I think we'll be really, really competitive in this time frame, like really competitive. And yes, thank you, sir. He will. And Jeremiah has been a revelation the past month. Like he's been really good. And he just turned 19. So like Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen, I see a lot of Jokic and Murray with them. I don't think Fears is a point guard. I think Fears is a dynamic shooting guard. So I think you still need to find your control center at the one. But the cool thing with Derek Queen is that you don't have to have a traditional point guard. You could have a Murray. You can put Jeremiah Fears at the one with Derek Queen, like you see in Denver. Why? Because Derek Queen's the one that's making the decisions, and he's a really good decision maker. So, people want to talk about, the West is so scary. The West. Man, listen, I don't listen to that really, because like health is an issue with everybody. People get sad and want to leave their team, like KD. Like, thank you, Chewy. I think any team, anybody can make it. Like, you just gotta believe in your roster. You gotta fully commit to their development and do it the right way, like the Thunder have, right? And I like the way Dallas is about to head. I like the way I think the Wizards are pressing the buttons too early, and that's what I don't want the Pelicans to do. I just want you to understand that Derek Queen he elevates other players, which is the main focus of having a superstar player. Like, he will elevate others while producing. Is he a sieve defensively? Yeah, but he's getting better at that. He's a rookie. He's getting better at that. He'll never be an all-star defender, but he can be average. That's all you need. Just Derek Queen's this summer is going to be pivotal. The reason why I'm saying that is because I don't need him going absolutely bananas year 2, like getting an ascension moment. This is not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is he needs to develop his game in his weak areas, get a little better at defense, and then develop the 3 ball. Have a goal. Shoot 34% from 3. That's it. 33, 34. Like, get that rolling. And the reason why I think this summer is really important for Derek Queen is because I think we hold on to Zion over the summer. I think that we roll out pretty much the same team next year. And I think we fall short. And I think that kind of tells you the ceiling of the team. And I think next year is when Zion goes. It'll be the end of the season. So like where we're at now, I think the talks will be ramped up and you'll see Zion in another uniform. And it'll be Derek Queen's show. That's kind of what I anticipate next year. I think we roll with Zion over the summer, and he plays as much as he can next year, and then Zion leaves. So, like I said, I will support Zion no matter where he goes. I think he's awesome. But Derek Queen is going to stand pat, and he's going to be the cornerstone along with Jeremiah Fears and Trey Murphy. I think Trey stays. And Herb's got to go, man. He's been PU this whole season, dude. 29% from 3 as a guard. You can't have that. And his defense, honestly, has not been that great. Herb, Zion, got to go. Poole got to go. Bay can stay. Get him if we he's on a good contract. You look at moving Misi too. My boy Hawk, he's got to go. PV can slot into that Herb Jones role. So the future is bright. I just think that I see the direction it's in, and I kind of know where this is headed. And I'm kind of excited for it, to be honest. Like, it's going to be a rough year and a half because, people are going to have false expectations and hope for this team, which I know is not really what we can be. I do believe next year, if everybody's healthy and we play so hard and I think we could be a 6 seed next year. But that's the problem. Like, we're not playing for 6 seeds unless you're rebuilding. you play to win a championship. And Zion as your number one is not gonna produce that. I hope I really do hope Zion wins a championship. I really do. And whether that's somewhere else, that's okay. But I just don't think it's with us. And I think it's kind of been evident for a while now. And that's okay to admit, because I'm still a Zion fan, right? Like, no matter where Russell Westbrook goes, I will always love Russ. Russ was my first basketball love, to put in context. Like, I love Russ, man. He's my GOAT. And no matter what team he plays for, right now he's on the Kings, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'll always support Russell Westbrook. Anthony Davis, I love AD. Not afraid to admit it, as a New Orleans Pelicans fan. I love AD. He plays for Dallas, cool. He plays for the Lakers, cool. He plays for the Wizards, cool. I'll still support AD. And loyalty runs deep with me in Zion too. No matter where he goes, I'll support him. Wish him nothing but success and the best. But it's just not going to be in New Orleans, and that's okay to say, because I believe in Derek Queen. I believe in Jeremiah Fears. I believe in this young team. I just wish that we would press the button a little sooner in terms of getting the ball rolling with Derek and Jeremiah taking the keys, because I think it's okay to be bad right now, because there's a lot of great teams. It's okay to be bad. Actually, right now, being bad is the perfect time for the long run. And I'm a basketball. I'm a hoop head. So watching a process like that is actually really fun to me. Like, I can't wait to see Dallas's process with Cooper. I think that's going to be really fun to see. And I think Derek Queen's journey to having a team built around him is going to be really, really fun to see. But it can't happen with Zion Williamson on the roster. So, all right, guys, that is the first segment of Real Hoops, which is going to be the big chunk of our episode today. We're going to go into real moments talking about NBA Top Shot. I'm going to spend about 5 minutes here. One, because I'm having trouble sharing my screen, so I can't show you the showcase and talk about some new moments I got. But it's okay. I can still talk about it. So, guys, on NBA Top Shot, the new metallic gold will release March 18th, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of good players in this Hollow Icon and MGLE, along with a handful of new rookies for MGLE, including Dylan Harper, Nolan Traore, Ace Bailey. A lot of good players here. I think this is kind of going to be like a value MGLE Hollow Icon. You just got to pray that the LeBron Kingmaker is not going to be in the packs for moments that guys that you want or serials that you want, because those will be expensive. But yeah, right now, my Top Shot strategy is I'm kind of taking a back seat right now. I'm just waiting until Rookie Revelation. I'm kind of chilling on my wallet here. And I think others might as well, because I told you last episode, now is the time to like stack, but you can't like go like aggressive, right? Like, you got to take it week by week at a time and build up your fortress of your guys if you're stacking rookies. So by the time Rookie Revelation rolls out, you're prepared. But by now, you should already be settled, right? You should kind of have a landscape of how things are going to play out. I anticipate a 3 auction burn for Rookie Revelation. That's what I anticipate. So I'm still getting my numbers on Queen on how many in each bucket I could burn there and what I'm willing to burn, if I'm willing to burn. But yeah, the next drop is coming soon. So if you're going to participate, Godspeed. I'll watch from the sidelines. They've done an amazing job curating moments this year. There is one moment I am excited for in this next drop, which is the Ryan Rollins Ascension Legendary, minted, I think, to 44. 44. If you don't know, I'm a Ryan Rollins fan, man. I got 80 of his Top Shot debuts. His story is really cool too. He's only 23 years old, strong guard, playing for the Milwaukee Bucks, and he's averaged 17, 5, and 7 this year, which is truly amazing, given his journey and path. and it's really cool watching him succeed. I really like his play style. But yeah, Top Shot, amazing job this season. Can't wait to keep collecting with y'all. But guys, that's going to be it for me today. I am Bayou Sniper. Thank you so much for tuning in for Down in the Bayou. I will be back next Saturday with an all-new video and live stream. Guys, God bless. Thank you so much for joining. Y'all have a great time. See y'all later.